Indeed. Comrade!
What now?
Sorry to disturb you so late, comrade, but we come on urgent matters. You have no doubt made all the arrangements for the Paris affair. We have information which renders intolerable anything in the nature of a moment's delay. Please do not think me excessively abrupt, but we advise you to alter those plans, or if too late for that, to follow your agent, with all the support you can get for him. Comrade Same and I have had an experience which it would take more time to relate than we can afford, if we are to act on it. I will, however, relate the occurrence in detail, even at the possible expense of wasting time, if you feel it is necessary to the problem we have to discuss. As I say, the problem that has led us to asking for information about the Marquis is one which you may think better to have narrated. But as it came in the way of Comrade Zane rather than me...
Yes, the thing really happened to me. I had the good fortune to fall into a conversation with a police officer, who took me thanks for my hat for being a respectable fellow. Wishing to clinch my reputation for respectability, I took him and made him very drunk at the Savoy. Under this influence, he became friendly, and told me in so many words that within a day or two they hoped to arrest the Marquis in France. So unless you or I can get on his trail...
Comrade Same immediately brought this information to me, and we came in together to see what you would be inclined to make of it. It seems to be unquestionably urgent.
Dr. Bull! Dr. Bull, would you do me a small favor? Would you be so good as to remove your spectacles? I knew I was a poet! I knew my intuition was as infallible as the Pope! Oh, it was the spectacles that did it! It was all the spectacles! Given his beastly black eyes and all the rest of it, his health and his jolly looks, they made him a live devil among dead ones! Dr. Bull, I am a police officer. Here's my card.
What the devil?
I'm awfully glad you chaps have come, so we can all start for friends together. Yes, I'm in the force right enough, same as you both. Pleased to meet you. It is jolly good to get some pals. I've been half dead with the jumps, being quite alone. I nearly flung my arms around Gogol and embraced him, which would have been imprudent.
But, Lord God Almighty! If this is true, then there were more damn detectives than there were damn dynamiters at the damn council!
Too right. The shame we didn't know sooner. We might have fought easily as we were 4 against 3.
Might I remind you, we were not 4 against 3. We were not so lucky, we were 4 against 1.
Sunday.
Quite.
You can remove your disguise, Professor. We're all friends here. But the worst devil was you and your infernal goggles.
Wasn't it a rag? It's such a simple idea. Not my own. I haven't got the brains. You see, I wanted to go into the detective business.
Imagine.
Especially the anti-dynamite business. But for that purpose, they wanted someone to dress up as a dynamiter. And they swore by blazes that I could never look a dynamiter. They said my very walk was respectable. And that seen from behind, I looked like the British Constitution. They said that if I had been a criminal, I might have made my living by looking so like an honest man. One thought a bushy beard might help, and another suggested a fob watch. But this old chap chipped in with the most extraordinary remark. A pair of smoked spectacles will do it, he said, positively. Look at you now. He looks like an angelic office boy. Put him on a pair of smoked spectacles, and Judy will scream at the sight of him. And so it was, by George. When once my eyes were covered, all the rest of me, smile, and big shoulders, and short hair, made me look a perfect little devil. As I say, it was simple enough when it was done, like miracles. But that wasn't the really miraculous part of it. There was one simply staggering thing about the whole business, and my head still turns out.
And what was that?
I'll tell you! This big pot in the police who sized me up so we knew how the goggles would go with my hair and socks. By God, he never saw me at all!
But how was that? I thought you talked to him.
So I did. But we talked in a pitch-dark room like a coal cellar. There, you would never guess that.
I could not have conceived it.
Certainly no idea.
I've already arranged to go to France for my lunch, but I'm delighted to have someone to lunch with me. You see, I had to send the Marquis off with the bomb because the President had his eye on me. Though God knows why. I tell you, you can say what you like about that man. He sold himself to the devil. He can be in 6 places at once.
So you sent the Marquis up, I understand. Was it long ago? Shall we be in time to catch him?
Yes, yes. I've timed it all. He will still be in Calais when we arrive.
But when we get to Calais, what are we going to do?
Theoretically, I suppose we ought to call the police.
Not I. Theoretically, I had to drown myself first. I promised a poor fellow who was a real modern pessimist, on my word of honor, not to tell the police. I'm no hand at casuistry, but I can't break my word to a modern pessimist. It's like breaking one's word to a child.
I'm in the same canoe. I tried to tell the police and I couldn't because of some silly oath I took. You see, when I was an actor, I was a sort of all-around beast. Treason was the only crime I haven't committed. If I did that, I shouldn't know the difference between right and wrong.
I've been through all that, and I've made up my mind. I gave my promise to the secretary. You know him. Man who smiles upside down. My friends, that man is the most utterly unhappy man that ever was human. Maybe his nerves, or his digestion, or his conscience, or his philosophy about the universe, but he's damned. He's in hell. Well, I can't turn on a man like that and hunt him down. It's like whipping a lever. I may be mad, but that's how I feel about it, and there's jolly well the end of it.
It seems that we all have the same type of morality or immorality. So you'd better face the fact that comes of it. The fact that comes of it is this: that we 3 are alone on this planet. Gogol has gone, God knows where. Perhaps the President has smashed him like a fly. On the council, we are 3 men against 3, like the Romans who held the bridge. But we are worse off than that. First, because they can appeal to their organization, and we cannot appeal to ours. And second, because
One of those 3 men is not a man.
my idea is this. We must do something to keep the Marquis in Calais until tomorrow, midday. I have turned over 20 schemes in my head. We cannot denounce him as a dynamiter.
That is agreed.
We cannot get him detained on some trivial charge, for we should have to appear.
He knows us, and he would smell a rat.
We cannot pretend to keep him on anarchist business. He may swallow much in that way, but not the notion of stopping in Calais while the Tsar went safely through Paris.
We could try to kidnap him and lock him up ourselves.
But he is a well-known man here. He has a whole bodyguard of friends. He is very strong and brave. And the event is doubtful. The only thing I can see to do is to actually take advantage of the very things that are in the Marquis's favor. I am going to profit by the fact that he is a highly respected nobleman. I am going to profit by the fact that he has many friends and moves in the best society.
What the devil are you talking about?
The sames are first mentioned in the 14th century, but there is a tradition that one of them rode behind Bruce at Bannockburn. Since 1350, the tree is quite clear.
He's gone off his head.
My remark's almost painfully practical. The house of St. Eustace also is very ancient. The Marquis cannot deny that he is a gentleman. He cannot deny that I am a gentleman. And in order to put the matter of my social position quite beyond a doubt, I propose at the earliest opportunity to knock off his hat.
But how?
First flight, we shall ferry to France, and we shall have a duel. Agreed? Gravy. This is how we shall proceed. I shall approach. Before taking off his hat, I shall take off my own. I shall say, the Marquis de Saint Eustace, I presume. And he will say in the most exquisite French, Je celebrated Mr. Sen, I presume. L-I-N. And I will say in the most exquisite Cockney, just the same.
Oh, shut it! Pull yourself together and chuck away that bit of paper. What are you really going to do?
But it was a lovely catechism. Do let me read it to you. It has only 49 questions and answers. And some of the Marquis's answers are wonderfully witty. I like to be just to my end.
But what's the good of it all?
It leads up to my challenge, don't you see? When the Marquis has given the 39th reply, which runs...
Has it by any chance occurred to you that the Marquis may not say all of the 43 things you have put down? In that case, I think your own epigrams may appear somewhat more forced.
Why? How true that is! I never thought of it! Sir, you have an intellect beyond the common. You shall make a name. Yes, it seems I must devise another method of approaching my enemy. I shall pull off his wig.
Oh, you're drunk as an owl.
Here he comes.
Mr. Same, I believe.
And you are the Marquis de Saint Eustace. Permit me to pull off your wig. This man has insulted me!
Insulted you?
Oh, just now! He insulted my mother.
Your mother?
Well, my aunt, anyhow.
The Marquis have insulted your aunt just now. We've been here all the time.
It was he said!
I have said nothing!
It seems to me that you're simply seeking a pretext to attack the Marquis!
By George! What a clever chap you are.
Seeking a quarrel with me? Seeking a fight with me? But good! There was never a man who had to seek long. These men will perhaps act on my behalf. There are still 4 hours of daylight. We will fight now.
Marquis, your action is worthy of your fame and blood. Permit me to consult with these fellows in whose hands I shall place myself. Well, I've done it! I fixed the fight on the brute. But look here and listen carefully.
There's no time for talk.
Quite. You are my second, and everything must come from you.
Us?
Now we have to prevent him from catching his train. If he misses his train, he misses his crime.
Well, what will we do?
He is a very good swordsman and will trust to killing me in time to catch his train. But, after all, I am more than a devil. I am a man. I can do the one thing which Satan himself cannot do. I can die.
But can you fence?
I think I can keep him in play, at any rate until the train is lost. Then he may trust to killing me to console his feelings. You understand? Very well. Allow me to introduce you to some charming new friends of mine.
To a man of the well-known skill and valor of the Marquis de Saint Eustace. It must be a matter of indifference which method is adopted. Our principle has strong reasons for demanding the longer encounter. Reasons the delicacy of which prevent me from being explicit. But for the just and honorable nature of which I can...
Stop! Let us stop talking and begin.
Engage.
I have something to say.
What is the matter?
Has it been foul play?
There's been foul play somewhere. Our principal has booted the Marquis 4 times at least, and he is none the worse.
Please let me speak. It is rather important. Mr. Sen, we are fighting today, if I remember right, because you expressed the most irrational wish to pull my wig. Now will you pull my wig as quickly as possible? I must catch a train.
I protest this is most irregular.
It is certainly somewhat opposed to the precedent.
Come, Mr. Sen. You wanted to do it, now do it. You can have no conception of how important this is to me. Pull my wig now when you ask me. Put me straight and consider it.
What the devil?
You are making this. But I cannot explain this now. The train is coming to the station.
Yes, and the train should go out of the station. It should go on without you. We know for what devil's
Will you
work.
drive me mad? The train!
You shall not go by that train.
You blasted, bleary-eyed, blundering, thundering, God-forsaken, doddering down fool! You silly pig-faced, go ahead, you!
You shall not go by that train.
And why, in infernal places, should I want to go by that train?
We know all. You're going to Paris to throw a bomb.
Going to Jericho to throw a Jabberwock! Oh, have you all got something on the brain that you don't realize what I am? Did you really think I wanted to catch that train? 20 Paris trains may go by for me. Damn Paris trains!
Then what did you care about?
What did I care about? I didn't care about catching the train. I quite cared about whether the train caught me. And now, by God, it has caught me.
I regret to inform you that your remarks convey no impression on my mind. What do you mean by saying the train has caught you? It may be my literary fancy, but somehow I feel it ought to mean something.
Mean? It means everything. And the end of everything. Sunday has us now in the hollow of his hand.
Us?
What do you mean, us?
The police, of course. I'm Inspector Ratcliffe. My name is pretty well known to the police, and I can see well enough that you belong to them. But if there is any doubt as to my position, I have a guard.
Oh, don't show it to us. We got enough of those to equip a paper chase.
Gentlemen, it appears we owe you a serious apology. But you've not been made the victims of so low a joke as you imagine, or indeed of anything undignified in a man of honor. You have not wasted your time. You've helped to save the world.
We are not buffoons, but very desperate men at war against a vast conspiracy. A secret society of anarchists is hunting us like hares. Not such unfortunate madmen as may here or there throw a bomb through starvation or German philosophy, but rich and powerful and fanatical.
How hard they hunt us! You can gather from the fact that we are driven to such disguises as those, for which I apologize, and to such pranks as this one by which you suffer.
Of course I accept your apology. But you will in turn forgive me if I decline to follow you any further into your difficulties, and permit me to say good night.
But you must join us!
No! By George, I won't! If the gentlemen on that side are really in a mess with a lot of low-rappers, then I will see them through it. I have fought for France, and it is hard if I cannot fight for civilization.
Hear, hear!
Sunday, hear you.
Sunday?
Yes, he may be with them.
With whom?
With the people of the train.
What you say seems utterly wild. But my God! If this is true, then the whole bally lot of us on the Anarchist Council were against anarchy. Every mother's son was a detective, except the president and his personal secretary. What can it all mean?
Mean? It means that we are struck dead. Don't you know, Sunday? Don't you know that his jokes are all so big, so simple that no one has thought of them? Can you think of anything more like Sunday than this? That he should put all his powerful enemies on the Supreme Council and then make sure that it was not supreme? He has bought every trust. He has captured every cable. He has control of every railway line. Especially that railway line. The whole program was controlled by him. And the world was ready to rise for him.
Oh, but there were just 5 people, perhaps, who would have resisted him.
The old devil put them on the Supreme Council to waste their time watching each other. Idiots that we were, he planned the whole of our idiocies.
Sunday knew that you would chase same through London, and that you would fight me in France. He's been combining great masses of capital and seizing great lines of telegraphy, while we 4 fools have been chasing each other around like confounded babies playing blind man's bluff.
Well?
Well, he has found us playing blind man's bluff today, in this field of great rustic beauty and extreme solitude. He has probably captured the world by now. What remains is for him to capture this field, and we fools in it. And since you wanted to know what was my objection to the arrival of the train, I will tell you. It is that President Sunday, or his personal secretary, has just this moment got out